100 feet. Temperature 19, dew point 12, QNH 1029.
Ground. Good day.
Good day, go ahead.
At parking. Information. Juliet, read to copy.
You are cleared to Sierra, Kilo, Papa, Sierra, via Bravo, Oscar, Golf, Uniform, 5, Alpha, 4,000 feet. Contact when ready to start.
Cleared to Sierra, Kilo, Papa, Sierra, via Bravo, Oscar, Golf, Uniform, 5, Alpha, 4,000 feet. When ready to start.
Readback is correct. Ground. Oscar, 276101. Good day. Oscar, 276101. You are cleared to Sierra, Kilo, Alpha, Romeo, via Sierra, India, Lima, Echo, 8, Alpha, 4,000 feet. Contact when ready to start. Cleared to Sierra, Kilo.
Ground. Request pushback.
Pushback approved at own discretion.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you haven't already done so, please stow or carry on luggage underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead bin. Please take your seat and fasten your seat belt, and also make sure your seat back and folding trays are in their full upright position. If you are seated next to an emergency exit, please read carefully the special instructions card located by your seat. If you do not wish to perform the functions described in the event of an emergency, please ask a flight attendant to reseat you. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is prohibited on the entire aircraft, including the lavatories. Tampering with, disabling or destroying the lavatory smoke detectors is prohibited by law. If you have any questions about our flight today, please don't hesitate to ask one of our flight attendants. Thank you.
Request taxi. Oscar 27.
Cabin crew. Prepare doors for departure and cross-check.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your chief flight attendant. On behalf of our captain and the entire crew, welcome aboard. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position and that your seat belt is correctly fastened. Also, your portable electronic devices must be set to airplane mode until an announcement is made upon arrival. Thank you.
Ground. Request startup.
Startup approved. Report when ready to taxi.
Startup approved. Call you back when ready to taxi.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the crew, we request your full attention as the flight attendants demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft. Take a minute to locate the exit closest to you. Note that the nearest exit may be behind you. Count the number of rows to this exit. Should the cabin experience sudden pressure loss, stay calm and listen for instructions from the cabin crew. Oxygen masks will drop down from above your seat. Place the mask over your mouth and nose, like this. Pull the strap to tighten it. If you are traveling with children, make sure that your own mask is on first before helping your children. In the unlikely event of an emergency landing and evacuation, leave your carry-on items behind.
Flaps.
Life rafts are located below your seats and emergency lighting will lead you to your closest exit and slide. We ask that you make sure that all carry-on luggage is stowed away safely during the flight. While we wait for takeoff, please take a moment to review the safety data card in the seat pocket in front of you.
Romeo 30179 ground. Landed at 5 ground. Request taxi.
Taxi to holding point runway. 1 tree right.
Roger. Taxi to holding point runway. 1 tree right.
ready to start. Delta Victor 16668. Redback is correct. On runway 13 right.
Ground. Holding point runway 13 right.
Contact tower on 118.100.
Roger. Contact tower on 118.100. Tower. Good day. Holding point runway 13 right. Ready for departure.
Wind 287 degrees 0 knots. Clear for takeoff runway 13 right. Report leaving 3,000 feet.
Clear for takeoff runway 13 right. Call you back passing 3,000 feet. Cabin crew. Prepare for takeoff.
We are now ready for takeoff. Please make sure your seatbelts are fastened and all baggage is secured underneath your seat or in the overhead compartments. We also ask that your seats and table trays are in the upright position for takeoff. Please switch to airplane mode or personal electronic devices, including laptops and cell phones. Enjoy your flight.
knots. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Flaps. Positive rate. Gear up. Positive rate. Gear up. Flaps. Positive. Gear up. Positive rate. Gear up.
Tower, Delta, Victor, 16668, ready for departure runway. 13 right.
Flaps.
Delta, Victor, 16668, tower, clear for takeoff runway. 13 right. Clear for takeoff runway. 13 right.
Radar. 14,300 feet. Inbound. Lima, India, X-ray. Alpha, Golf.
Radar contact. Waypoint. Lima, India, X-ray. Alpha, Golf, heading 220.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign, and you may now move around the cabin. However, we always recommend to keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated. In a few moments, the flight attendants will be passing around the cabin to offer you hot or cold drinks. as well as lunch. Alcoholic drinks are also available. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Thank you.
Information. Lima at 1748 Zulu. Arrival. Runway 20. Transition level 120. Wind 17 degrees 0 knots. Broken at 12,500 feet. Temperature 21°.17 QNH 1022.
Flaps. Radar. Good day. 10,100 feet. Inbound. Foxtrot, India. Request landing information.
Good day. Continue descent. Runway 20. Report full establish.
Continue descent. Runway 20. Wilco. Cabin crew. Prepare for landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just been cleared to land at our destination. Please make sure one last time your seatbelt is securely fastened. The flight attendants are currently passing around the cabin to make a final compliance check and pick up any remaining cups and glasses. Thank you.
Zero. Gear down.
Good day. Wind 168 degrees 2 knots. Clear to land runway 20.
Clear to land runway 20.
1,000. 500.
Flaps.
400. 100 above. 300. Minimum 200. 100.
Gear up. Flaps.
Minimum 200. 100.
Gear up. Flaps.
Two hundred. 100.
Gear up. Flaps. Gear up. Flaps.
Continue descent. Runway 20. Report full establish.
Continue descent. Runway 20. Wilco. Flaps. Spoilers, gear down. Full establish runway 20.
Contact tower on 118 decimal 000.
Tower on 118 decimal 000. Tower. Good day. Full establish runway 20.
Good day. Wind 172 degrees 1 knots. Clear to land runway 20.
Clear to land runway 20.
1,000. 500. 400. 100 above. 300. Minimum 200. 100. 70. 60. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard. One 100. 70. 60. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have not yet reached the gate. Please remain seated until the captain turns off the fasten seat belt sign. Thank you.
Tower. Runway vacated.
Contact. Ground. On 126 decimal 701.
Roger. Ground. On 126 decimal 701. Ground. Runway 20 vacated. Request taxi to gate.
Roger. Continue taxi to gate.
Wilco. Ground. Approaching gate, switching off.
Roger. Close at 12.
Have a nice day. Cabin crew. Prepare doors for arrival and cross-check.